and welcome to Popcorn and Patriarchy,
where we frolic through the fields of film.
Hello, welcome back if you are returning, welcome if you're brand new, and welcome if you found us because someone told you to listen to us. Cause
Hopefully that's happened.
we support you doing that. I'm Esme Michaela, actor, producer, and founder of Evulve Productions, and this is Popcorn and Patriarchy.
I'm Joe, I am an actor and creator, and this is Popcorn and Patriarchy.
This is a podcast where we use film as the entry point, but we're really talking about the power, people, and the stuff that lingers after the credits roll. So gender, politics, identity, culture, and you know, that feeling that you get when something feels a bit off about film, maybe, that you don't know why. That was definitely me with Barbie.
See episode 1.
Also, if you're listening to any of this and you think, oh, that's been on my mind too, we do take submissions for our Creative Hangup Hotline. So if you've had a creative hang-up, an overthinking spiral, or a I'm not good enough moment, you can send us your creative hang-up via the link in our bio. We read them and we talk about them, and you are not the only one feeling that way, I can assure you.
Absolutely.
And if you want to become an official bestie, our Patreon has extra episodes, behind the scenes tea, and after the credits chats, where we get into stuff that we probably shouldn't say on the main feed. No pressure, but it's there if you want it. Even if you want to just get involved with the free tier, we'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments. And of course, it would mean the absolute world to us if you would like, comment, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Fantastic.
Right?
That was great.
So,
it's not done yet.
So here's how this works. Today we are breaking down a film through a feminist lens, and next episode Joe will be set a creative challenge inspired by it.
Can't wait.
No pressure.
Nope.
No expectations.
Never
I will
is.
be judging you. We'd like to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Ivan Weiss Photography. If you're an actor looking for a professional creative look to elevate your brand, Ivan Weiss is a London-based portrait powerhouse who has completely thrown out the traditional playbook to create hyper-realistic portraits that feel like classic fine art rather than commercial headshots. From capturing editorial features of hit actors like Troy Baker to photographing major industry events like the Black British Theatre Awards, Ivan has built a legendary brand for his utterly fascinating work. His tailored sessions are designed around collaboration, client comfort, and displaying the most authentic version of you through his unique styles. Ivan's private studio is located in central London, and booking a session is absolutely seamless. Whether you need corporate portraits or an actor portfolio, his booking details can be found on the episode description or on screen if you're watching on YouTube. You can use the link in the episode description with the code POPCORN15 to get 15% off of your booking. So upgrade your professional image today with Ivan Weiss Photography. So today's film is Sinners 2025.
Fantastic.
Now it's done.
Let's do it.
Let's
Okay,
get into it.
Cool. Sinners 2025.
Sinners.
Should we go through a little bit about what happened in the film?
I do have a synopsis that I've written down.
Wow.
So I'll go through the synopsis.
So much. That was like 5 pages worth that you done. I've done
No.
2.
Barbie.
Okay,
Pride.
of course. Okay. I feel slightly more adequate.
So I will give the synopsis if there's anything you'd like
Go for it. Yeah, absolutely.
If there's
I'll
anything you'd like
chime
to
in.
add, yeah. Sinners 2025 is a southern gothic horror film set in 1932 Mississippi. The brothers, Elijah and Elias, return to their hometown to open a juke.
AKA Smoke and Stack.
Oh my God, I cannot read my writing at all. To open a juke joint with money earned from the Chicago Mafia. The film follows their attempt to build a safe haven for their community in the Jim Crow era, which is disrupted by a violent, supernatural evil.
It's a vampire film. I actually did not know that this was a vampire film.
No.
Because it's kind of isn't at the start. Did you feel that?
Yeah, well, I was pretty bored for a
really?
while. I won't
Interesting.
lie. And look, I don't know.
Is this why you weren't talking about it before we started? Okay,
I don't know whether it's just because I was making notes.
Yeah.
And like the historical part of the film really hooked me straight
Okay.
away. And I was like I was really looking at like the costume and the small nuances, and like I love period stuff. So I don't know if that's why I then missed the plot and was like, but I felt like I was half an hour in and I didn't know what the plot
really
was. And I don't know whether
interesting.
that was because I was so focused on the other aspects, because that's where my I'm like, oh yeah, I love that side. Or what's your thought?
I do kind of agree. I don't think I was lost, but I definitely went back a few times. I had to go back. I think I don't necessarily think I was bored, but there was definitely, I watched it quite interestingly because I watched it in 2 parts. I watched it quite late because Anna was very insistent on watching it me, and we started at like 11:30, so it got it also started getting a bit too spooky for that time of night, so we watched the rest
I didn't
the
think
next
it was
morning.
spooky at all.
Well, no, the first half wasn't. But this was a bit. It was a bit like there's the bit at the start where it just flashes those what I thought were like sort of zombie creatures at the start, but yeah, they turned out to be vampires. Because I knew nothing about this film coming into it, which I like. I like not knowing a thing about the film, so I didn't really know it was a vampire film. And it, as I said, it kind of isn't. It's like 2 films in one, and we kind of paused it at the exact point where it turns into a complete different genre.
Right.
Like, so it's this historical walk through like reformed mafia twins, like, and jazz and music, and then there's a cut-off point where it becomes supernatural, and we literally paused it at exactly that moment.
That long scene in the Duke where it starts to change with the music.
I was open-mouthed.
They
at
prepped
that,
that for 2 months.
Yeah.
But they shot it in three sections, and it took half a day to shoot each section.
Wow.
Yeah, which I think is pretty impressive because it's so choreographed.
Yeah.
And the guy playing Sammy, I don't know if you've got the actor's name.
Yeah, he is Miles something. Miles Caton, is it? Yeah, Miles Caton. Yeah, he's relatively unknown. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
This was like his first big...
such a beautiful voice too. I'm assuming that wasn't
gorgeous. Apparently he learnt the guitar for this role.
Well, he played the guitar through the whole of the shoot for that scene. He just played it for the vibe, so everyone was able to keep... Because some people who might not know about... I don't know why I'm looking at yours. Some people that might not know about movie magic, when you are shooting dance scenes, they won't always, depending on how they want the final cut to be, they won't always play music. So,
which I can imagine being very awkward.
Yeah. So like if you're shooting like a party scene, and everyone's dancing, but you want the lead characters to be talking, you won't have music for everyone to be dancing.
Yeah.
It'll either be choreographed or it's like just dance.
I love seeing those videos where it's just all you can hear is like squeaking and scraping boots and go. But I'm pretty sure someone did a video of in High School Musical, they just took out all the music and just added all like the squeaks and scrapes and
I've seen that.
It's great. Yeah, it's good.
But they had him playing because I guess there was no dialogue was there through that.
I thought I do agree. I thought it was a slow start. It was a slow paced film, especially at the start. But the music kept me going. The music was absolutely gorgeous.
I didn't realise it was a musical before going into it.
Yeah, I was like tapping my foot throughout the whole thing.
I love the vampire music.
Yeah. Oh, that was great as well.
Song,
so eerie. Like
the song. Oh no, I can't remember it now. It's been in my head, but where they're like kind of like asking to come in through their song, and like I really like that. So to go back to the beginning. The first thing that I loved and noticed was the drawings as the film starts.
Oh yeah.
The block print. It was the drawings were recreated that were inspired by 1930s block print artists to evoke Southern folklore.
Wow.
So I thought that was a nice touch. Like from the start, we're right in the world.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, I'm getting where we are.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
You know?
I was going to say exactly that, especially with that start with the drawings, and then the car coming in, the little rickety 1930s car in that part of America with that kind of church singing going on. It was like we are in this world straight away. I love that.
It felt a bit the first half when they were out in their cars, it felt a little bit Gatsby. I know it is the same time period, isn't it? But like having like the twins who were like the gangster, like
one's a bit more jovial, the other's a bit more, I'm going to shoot you in the leg.
They were. Yeah. You know, everyone's like, oh, that's that. They're driving around in their cars. They're like untouchable. Yeah. It kind of gave me that kind of like
straight away
vibe.
we knew who these people were. I like that. Nice little foreshadowing with the snake as well. You know,
it was set 2 days before my birthday, October 16th. My birthday is October 18th.
Yeah, great knowledge. I'm sure they had that in mind.
During the Prohibition, I'm not sure if you were aware of that.
Well, yeah, actually, Anna pointed this out to me about the Prohibition. There was the scene when he gets what's he called, the guy who plays the harmonica and the piano and stuff. What's the character's name called? Like Slim, something like that. And he gets him on board with a beer. Like an Irish beer, which would have been...
That's when it clocked for me.
Like gold at that point, yeah.
Yeah, so then I looked it up, and the Prohibition in Mississippi was 1908 to 1966. So the last one to...
Which was causing a lot of division, so it was...
Yeah, and if no one knows, if you don't know what the Prohibition is, it was alcohol had been banned. So that's where things like speakeasies, underground bars came from. Obviously alcohol had been banned, people were still drinking and selling it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. It was like drugs today. It was underground scene. When did they legalize trade of alcohol? Do you know?
Well, in Mississippi, the Prohibition was to 1966.
Oh,
so which is
a long time.
Which is a lot. Like, I guess other areas in America, the Prohibition was shorter. Yeah. Because I was like, well, 1966. Like that's when my mum was born.
Yeah.
Like that's
when England won the World Cup. Fun fact.
So, like, that's pretty recent.
Yeah. Man went on the moon 3 years later. There we go. Great knowledge.
They actually had a team of consultants and researchers for the historical aspect of the film.
Yeah, you could tell that. The world was really well built.
Yeah, for the regional, cultural and spiritual depiction, they had a team, which I think is needed for something like this.
You know what my favourite bit, the bit that left me genuinely open mouthed, was the scene where they went through time and music and everything. That scene that took 2 months to prepare. I can see that it was amazingly well done. But the thing that left me, I haven't seen it in another film, was the aspect ratio change. Have you ever seen that in a film before?
No. So I loved it.
I loved it because I remember thinking at the start, why is it in this...
Why is it so narrow?
Yeah, why is it in this... I think it's like 144 or something like that. And then that moment where it just opens up.
Yeah, so
it was
they
like being
started with...
sucked into that film, that tracking shot going around with everything. It was amazing. I loved that.
I didn't notice that's when it changed.
Really? Because it happens twice.
So they start with the ultra-wide panoramic view. Yeah. And then they go to...
I see. You've really done your research. Look at this.
Well, because it really interested me. So Evulve's first short film is Love Wins, which looks at history from the queer community over the last 100 years. And in the final edit, the 20s starts is narrower. It's like like an old timey screen. Yeah. And then it gets wider for the later.
Yeah, because
so it really
that
interested
kind of makes
me
sense because it transcended time, that scene, didn't it? And
and it really takes you on that visual experience of like we know where we are, like we know what we're watching, like having that narrow strip. I watched it on a projector on the bedroom wall.
In general, I loved how it jumped through time. I loved the bit at the end as well. I loved it. It's got post-credit scenes like a Marvel film at the end when they're in the 90s and the vampires coming in.
Yeah,
look. They've got big 90s jumpers. I mean, we've skipped ahead a lot there, but I loved how very clear it was about where it was in time.
I liked that, but so that's going to bring me on to one of my first more feministy points. Yeah. Is that I felt like the female characters were there to drive the male plot.
Okay.
And Sammy grows up, he opens his own bar, and he names it after that one girl that he shagged one time. Like, I know that was a really traumatic day, and I
Yeah.
have never been through something as traumatic as my whole group being hunted down by
vampire
vampires
attack, yeah.
and killed. So
I hope that never happens to you.
I don't know how, you know, in my 70s I'll feel about that, but you know, I just kind of, I liked that. I liked seeing him older with the scar on his face. But I was like, oh, I can't remember what she was called. I didn't write it down.
Who?
The girl that he eats out.
Yeah. What's her name? Sorry? Perline.
Thank
That was
you.
it. Yeah.
I'm just
Perline.
like, is he calling his bar after Perline?
Perline. It's a great bar name. Perline.
It is a great bar name, but it's about her.
Yeah. I do see where you're coming from, but I think.
And then that just kind of added to driving the plot for me.
I didn't actually notice that he named the bar Perline, but yeah.
I didn't like it.
Okay.
It just added to that, like.
Yeah.
And I mean.
I will say, like, on the, you know, her getting eaten out stuff, it was a very sexy film. Like, it was very. I looked over at Anna a couple of times and she was like, sorry.
Nathan was working on the launch stuff, and I looked at him.
I was getting a little hot and bothered. It was very sexy.
I think as well, you get it from every couple.
Yeah.
They didn't discriminate who got the sex scenes.
Even the vampires was sex. You know, is this a theme with vampires?
Yeah,
Because but like in general, vampires are always very horny, hot, sexy. Like there's a lot going on. But like, I wonder where that came in, because like vampires are historically, you know, Nosferatu. They've been going on for a while. When did they get so sexy? Was it Buffy?
They have like, so I was looking up whether, because I love vampires. Yeah. You know, I used to think I was Mona the Vampire, and I had a vampire club.
Did you want to be a vampire when you were younger?
I was.
You were a vampire, of course.
I got a red card for buying my friend.
A red card?
When I was in year 2.
Were you playing football?
No. We were sitting in the dining room.
A life
eating
red
our lunch,
card.
and I bit her arm because I was a vampire.
Wow. And you got a red card.
Got a red
Did
card.
that just make you more blood crazy seeing the red? And it was like,
no, I was like, why have I?
Oh, you sort of sobered up from being a vampire.
Yeah,
when you
but
saw the wound.
I used to dress up as Mona the Vampire for all my birthdays.
Show
and
us
stuff.
your fangs.
Yeah, so
Hey, Mona.
I've watched a lot of vampire stuff, and then I was looking up like the feminist roots in vampires, and they're meant to be pretty like a feminist symbol, because it's like reclaiming, like women reclaiming like their sexuality.
I think that's
powerful.
I think that's prevalent in Buffy. Like this, I mean, Buffy is very different to Sinners, but like there's still that, you know, power thing of like a vampire can be this sexual, powerful, like scary anyone. Like it's a demon. It doesn't matter like if you're a man or a woman, you're still this like powerful monster.
Yes, and I don't know when that changed, but if you know, I feel like Dracula was like that. I feel like all of the Hammer horrors, all of that. I don't know if you've watched any Hammer horrors. They're like the OG horrors.
Was that the ones with Sir Christopher Lee in it?
I'm not sure, but they're like old films.
Yeah.
I've watched loads of them, and they're like the ones.
Are they sexy? Well, I suppose there's a thing of like the hickey. They all give hickeys.
Yeah, and there's like that power, that like raw, like animal
the danger hickeys.
magnetism. So
maybe vampires have always been synonymous with being horny.
What I found interesting was the
what?
Oh God, like not the metaphor. I think metaphor's the right word, but for the Kennick, Jack O'Connell's Cook's character Kennick. Was like, it was obviously an Irish vampire.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find like the history of Irish vampires specifically, but then from that I was then thinking about like Irish segregation in that time in America, and then black segregation, and how he like his character could kind of like empathize potentially.
They were both victimized,
but was then using that in a way. I don't know. I feel like we could have had so much. I'd watch a whole spin-off about about where this, like, I want to know where these vampires came from.
That's what I loved about Jack O'Connell's vampire character. He wasn't just like a mindless vamp. He made some very eloquent sound points. Like he wasn't just an out and out evil character. I mean, he actually we when he's introduced, he comes in and kills the two couple who would then find out.
Well, we saw straight away
clan
that
members.
We saw that straight away. I don't know if it was a very tiny moment, but there was an insert of they had their clan costume uniform in their home.
Yeah.
And then we found out they were going to be part of that group that were coming back to like the morning after to kill.
But it's like interesting that the vampires like weren't like even the main villains in the end with that extra thing in the end. Like they didn't discriminate. They want. Like there's this thing with the extra bit at the end when the clan members come to to kill everyone that's left and whatever. We don't know if it was the vampires' plan to like bite everyone and then kill all the clan members that arrive.
Well, it would have been.
He kept saying like join our group. We're here to save you. We're here to, in their own twisted, demonic way. They had their own sort of. They were like almost a union. Like vampires were like unionizing. There was like a collective thing with them.
I think I could have done. Liked. I could have had shorter, like film wise. I could have had a shorter first act and had. But then also like I'm glad that I know all of those characters so well.
Yeah.
That then I was able to empathise with like, the couple from the shop who went when Kennick was like, I'm going to go after your daughter.
Yeah.
Like we could empathise with them because we'd had such a long time. I guess it wasn't long.
Yeah, we knew
maybe
who these people
minutes,
were. Like everyone they weren't just like extras.
But I think maybe I could have had an extra half an hour, or maybe there would be another one. Just knowing, but all the vampires are dead, but we can go back. But I'd just like to know more about. Also, what then fascinates me is when the vampires when they first change, and that we get from. I can't remember anyone's names. I'm really bad with characters' names, and I should try and write them down more.
Which character?
One of the twins' wives. Not
Haley Steinfeld.
Not the one that stays alive. Who's there at the end? The other one.
The other one. The one we meet first, or the one we meet second.
The one whose child's died.
Yeah, Annie, something like that. She's called Annie.
I need to do better writing the names down. Because I know I'm just not. I watched this 2 days ago, and I just anyway. I'm on like my second rewatch of The Walking Dead, and I still can't remember anyone's names.
Annie.
Thanks.
Cool. Thanks, Ruby.
So, what was my point?
I'm not sure.
Annie obviously knows a lot about the vampires, like the witchcraft spiritual side. She has her shop, which I think is a spiritual witchcraft shop. That's what she's doing, right? So she's very much of the mind of, you become a vampire, they take your soul. I don't want that. I want to go on to the other side. I understand that she doesn't want that time to change because she knows that, in this world, she knows that her baby's there waiting for her.
Because their soul gets trapped, doesn't it? It's not like Buffy, where the soul is like dead. The soul gets trapped in the body and it's not allowed to go on. But
then what interested me about flash forward to the 90s is the brother that's still alive. Right, the twin thing really confused me because I kept getting confused about who I was watching.
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan or Michael C. Jordan. It's hard to tell. Well, they did have quite different personalities. What did you think of like his performance of both? It was both characters?
It was in the first act that it would confuse me, and then I was like trying to be like, okay, this brother was with this car, this brother was with this car, and that's how I'm like. And then it was what woman they were with.
Yeah, I was going off the colour of hats. Did you not? I mean, one was wearing like a blue flat cap.
No.
Flat cap.
Yeah, I thought his performance was amazing.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I having those twin things, like I have so much respect for that because that takes so much effort that you could have you could have had them just be brothers, but like that whole same actor twins thing, it requires a lot to get that work. Have you ever seen
Identical
Legend?
Twins? No.
It's a good film.
I've
It's
seen
all
The
right.
Parent Trap.
Oh yeah, well there you go. Yeah. Lindsay Lohan. Is that Lindsay Lohan?
Yeah, and there's the original too, which is a different
yeah.
actor. But yeah, it's interesting because then when they are vampires in the 90s, he says how he misses his brother. And I'm like, oh, so there is still...
Yeah, they feel something. Yeah, they're not monsters. Yeah, the vampires that I like that as well because he lets him go, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He
said
they make a deal literally with the devil.
Yeah, he says I promised him that I wouldn't go after you.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought I like that bit. I thought
and
that
it's
was
like,
pretty...
oh, so there is still this element of human, and I want to. Maybe this is just because I love, like I've been watching all the zombie films, and I love all this like supernatural side of things. But I want to know more about the supernatural
vampires,
the supernatural villains, and about like, the makeup of how that works.
Yeah, they were really I kind of get you because the whole film was about historical context. In the first half, and then it introduced literally in that one scene of the guy being chased by the Native Americans.
Yeah, I did not realise that.
It completely introduced that in what it hinted at again at the very start with the drawings that you talked about earlier. But yes, I would like to know a bit more of the lore of what kind of creatures that are like Jack O'Connell's vampire as well. He seemed like a bit more powerful than the rest, and he changed form as the film went on.
Like a super vampire, didn't he? And like
he just burned a little bit longer at the end, didn't he?
Yeah, and that's why he was smoking when he ran up to the house, the clan house at the beginning. They had a few. They spoke in 4 different languages through the film. I don't know if you noticed when they were talking different languages.
Yeah,
there were 4. So we've got Toisanese, which is a language that early Chinese immigrants in the American South spoke. They were generally from the Toisan region.
Yeah, I did not know that.
We had Choctaw, which was authentically spoken. So there were members of the band, the band in the Duke. They were talking Choctaw, and they authentically they took that, they speak that, and they had those. They picked those performers to keep the authenticity.
Yeah.
English, and then Yoruba.
Yeah. See that? So I didn't know that. I didn't pick up on that. Obviously not speaking those languages, but that's a wonderful detail. Like you could
Especially
feel the detail in this film was like they'd really thought about,
which is what I loved. I think
thing.
that was my favourite part.
Yeah.
I did do did the Bechdel test. I don't know if you know what the Bechdel test is.
Is that the one where two women talking
it has
to
to
each
be
other?
2 named women. They have to be conversing together for at least 60 seconds, and it can't be about men, marriage, or babies. And there is
Did it pass?
By the skin of its teeth. I've got it written. I took a picture of. It said there's a line where there's a bit where Mary and Annie talk.
Yeah.
About the garlic.
Yeah.
Mary and Grace briefly interact when Mary comes into the Duke's room, but we just don't get it. We don't get much of it.
Is that when they're doing the garlic test and they all have to eat the garlic?
Yeah, I think right before that. There
I like
are
that
moments.
scene. That was like, have you ever seen The Thing? Like,
no.
It was like a sort of alien film where one of the aliens turns into one of them, and they have to figure out which one it is, and they're all that was very derivative like that, but I liked it. I mean,
it was it's scraped by the skin of its teeth, but I think if we're thinking of like intersectional feminism as a whole and like representation, I think it does really well with the historical elements of racism, like especially with the lead in this scenario, the lead clan member calling them boy straight away.
Yeah.
And the historical, I don't know if you know the historical implications of the word boy and it being named. So I knew that it was a racist term when used in context of to a black man. But it was like I looked up like kind of where it came from, and it was to keep them down, emasculate them, to like keep them
diminish
younger,
them,
be lesser than. And then I think then it's it's interesting we see it used in a negative context straight away, and then we see within the black community them calling each other boy.
Yeah,
And I think that's nice because then that, you know, it shows how communities can reclaim words and things that have been used to segregate them and, you know, diminish them.
Yeah, and there was also the Lee Clan member that sells them the Duke. He is also he, like, whenever he addresses them, he spits on the floor, and he does that again when he mentions them when he arrives at the very end. He spits on the floor again. Yeah.
So I think the all of the female characters, in my opinion, were used to drive the male plot. We see four more like female characters that stay with us.
Yeah.
All of them are wives, girlfriends, mothers.
What did you think of Mary,
Lovers.
the Haley Steinfeld's character?
The one that's the vampire that lasts.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the ones that comes on the end.
Yeah, I loved it when she turned.
Yeah,
she had that like power.
Yeah, she was cool.
And she was like, okay, well, no.
I thought she was fantastic. I thought that was a great performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, vampire sex is just hot.
Because I think they were having sex at first, right?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
And then she bit him.
Yeah. Maybe they were still having sex by the end. It was just a little bit, bit much.
Vampire sex is hot.
Vampires. But I thought she was fantastic. There was a bit of controversy of like some people saying that she was like too light skinned. Some people saying she should have been whiter, because she was like her whole character was like she said fits into both cultures, but then also doesn't, and she feels like she's an outsider in both.
She said that it was her daddy's mummy was half black.
One of her so which is apparently true for Haley Steinfeld.
Then I think if it's true, then
is that a bit like she was like not truly in each culture because there was so much division obviously at that time,
which happens, doesn't it? And then that's a really like someone that we used to work with was completely white presenting, but was his dad's black or mum's black. One of his parents is black, and he'd said about, and he's got like thick curly hair, and has spoken about when growing up he then found that really difficult because in society, even though our segregation doesn't look like it looked in the 30s in America or Mississippi, there is still segregation. There is still
racism. Why these films
racism
being made,
every day. We're not in America, but we still have it in England of the small things of like, okay, well then what group would you fit into? What are you?
Exactly. A lot of it is how people perceive you, which is your immediate, how you look. If you've got lighter skin, you'll sometimes be perceived as a white person, even though that's not who you are or how you feel or what your heritage is. But I mean, for Haley Steinfeld's character, there was you could see that like she was struggling with both of them, because she got turned away from the party, but then she felt she belonged there, and
as soon as I knew who she was,
she left to live with white people, but then wanted to come back to the Duke to rejoin the people that she actually felt she wanted to be with. Which is a hard being in that cross section.
We'd like to take a quick moment to thank Ivan Weiss Photography for sponsoring today's episode. Ivan provides a stunning, customised headshot and portrait service out of his central London studio, London Bridge, so
Ideal.
Not too far from here. He is celebrated across the industry for his signature table portraits and has photographed high-profile actors, corporate executives and creatives. He is truly a jack of all trades.
Fabulous. I am actually looking to get some new headshots.
Well, Ivan Weiss Photography would be perfect.
Wow. Okay, great. Yeah, I love it.
Joe, if you want to view his spectacular portfolio or book your own session, head over to his website or check out his stunning work via @IvanWeissPhotography.London on Instagram.
I will do that.
You and our audience can use the link in the episode description with the code POPCORN15 to get 15% off of your bookings. 15% off.
Ka-ching.
So go and upgrade your portfolio today with Ivan Weiss Photography.
Yeah, 15% off is no joke, because headshots is something you don't want to
mess around.
You don't want to mess around one. You want to get them the best you possibly can, and 15% off will be a hefty chunk. So absolutely, and Ivan Weiss seems like an absolute pro.
Yeah, and I love, the bit that I said in the intro of, representing you rather than it being this one style fits all actor.
Yeah. I mean, your search for a headshot photographer, it is personal. It's to your taste and what you like, but always go with the pros that have been there, done that, know what that is, and Ivan Weiss is certainly that. So yeah, hop on it, guys.
Now back to the conversation.
Woo.
Do you have we can talk a bit more about it, but I feel like we've got to a good point of letterboxing.
Oh yes, yeah. Go on, you give me your stars.
3.
3, really? You surprised me.
Maybe 3.5.
Wow.
But, oh my god, I just.
This is.
But because I didn't feel like, for me, that the plot was there.
Did you go into it with like pre-expectations? Because there was a lot of talk about this film. I mean, we're a bit late to the
we are. I didn't
party with
know,
this film because there's a lot of people that talked about it, and everyone was saying basically best film of 2025. I mean, we haven't even talked about it. It got so many nominations at the Oscars, and rightfully so. You can understand why it's got such a plethora. There was so much work and detail that went into it.
As always, talking about it has made me like it more.
Yeah.
But when I was watching it, and I don't know if it's because I was, like I was saying, I'm like looking to pick things out and be like, oh, I want to make a note of that to research that. I don't know if that, because this is the first film that both me or Joe haven't watched before.
True.
I've watched all of both other films that we've already done. I've already watched, so I was able to have more of a pre-knowledge. So maybe that's something I need to think about moving forward. That's something I need to be aware of if it's a film that I don't have pre-knowledge of.
Yeah, initial reactions can be vastly different to when you watch it again or a second time, and especially when you're watching it for the purpose of doing something like this, you will go in there more analytical than just I'm here to enjoy the film, and that's also fine. But do you think did you know about how people rated this film beforehand, and you were disappointed, or
I knew that people loved it. I knew that I knew it had got loads of noms at the Oscars.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for me the female characters could have been a bit stronger. I'd have loved it to be longer. I'd have loved more. So maybe that means I'd really liked it. so I don't know.
But you wanted more of some bits, less of others.
No, because I think we'd have lost from the film if we'd lost any of it. It was a long film, exactly. And I'm sure that there is
I'm a big advocate of shorter films, but
there's a script somewhere where there's all of the stuff that we're asking for. Do you know what I mean? That then just didn't make the cut.
Yeah, maybe you could. I wouldn't have known what to cut though, because they're all that juicy characterization
but this is what I'm saying,
at the start, and then those bits of there wasn't too much action. There was only about 10 minutes of action, and then you get an extra bit at the end, which was very Tarantino-y.
I have a whole film about why the Indians are chasing Kennick. Kennick?
Yeah. Those are characters that I kind of wanted to see again. I wanted to see why they were chasing him,
because also when the Indians first come in, I'm like, do I believe them?
Yeah. Where did he come from? Yeah. I mean, apparently Ryan Coogler hasn't ruled out a sequel, so that could very much happen. So Sinners 2 could be on the cards.
See, look, I'm doing that, but then I gave it a 3, so maybe I'm wrong.
3.5?
What would yours be?
I would go 4. I'm quite stingy with my Letterboxd ratings. Yeah. I've only got like 5 or 6 5-star
what did we
films,
give Barbie? Can you remember what we gave Barbie?
Oh, I don't know.
Because
3?
it was.
I'd say it's better than Barbie.
It's so much better than Barbie.
Yeah, it's better than Barbie. I enjoyed Barbie. I mean,
okay, let's give it a 4.
Apples and oranges, like Barbie and Sinners, two very different.
Let's give it a 4.
4?
Yeah.
You've gone for a 3 to a 4 in one conversation.
Look, I don't have a backbone. Clearly, I keep on my eyes today. I just I'm so easily swayed by opinions.
Yeah.
I'm open to discussion. I can.
Yeah, malleable.
I can admit that I was wrong.
Wait, you're not wrong. You can't be wrong.
My 3 was wrong.
Go 3.5, middle ground.
No.
I was going to go 4.
Let's go 4.
A 4 is good for
Let's go 4.
I don't hand out 5s. Anna said it was a 5. She was like, that's one of my all-time favourite films.
Right, okay. I'd say...
So maybe that swayed me a bit as well. Who you're watching it with does tend to...
I definitely...
Did Nathan like it?
He didn't really watch it.
Oh.
He was working while it was on. He was at his desk and I was watching on the wall.
Oh, fine.
We can go 4 with the caveat that I need a sequel. with more context. If I don't get that, then my opinion of the story as a whole would change because I need more.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like High School Musical. Great as a whole.
Yeah.
A whole trilogy. How many are there? 4? Not a trilogy. Quartergy.
Yeah. Ooh, nice. Coin that term if it isn't already a thing. You could so see what the sequel being about. You could definitely see it being a completely different time period. Like you could do it in the 60s. You could do it.
See, or
would you want it in the same place?
I want more of those same characters.
Well, you could
which
have those.
I guess we probably won't get.
Well, most of them died, didn't they? So.
Yeah, I want before that.
Oh, you want a prequel?
Yeah,
You want a prequel?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want the origin of the vampires. And stuff.
Do. I want to know more about the vampires.
Get into the gritty.
I want more of the guy that played Sammy.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah, again, yeah, Miles. Yeah, I need to learn his name. I've written Miles Caton. He was apparently very unknown. Like it was his emergence. And yeah, he was great. I mean, beautiful voice. The music. The music's by Ludwig Göransson, who is tremendous. He did, I think he did the Creeds with Ryan Coogler. What else did he do? I think he did like Tenet and stuff by the beloved Christopher Nolan. His music's incredible. The score was amazing. I was tapping my foot the entire time. But then there was that speech that I think Slim, the musician guy, was like, all the white folks tapping their feet to our music without getting that. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, about having the rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was, amazing score. Amazing. One I might genuinely listen to.
Yeah.
Do you listen to film music, like on Spotify and stuff?
I love, I love it. I love a score that, or a soundtrack that... feels like one long piece of music. You know what, I'm going to listen to this.
Do you listen to, in general, do you listen to albums through or do you listen,
in order.
Playlists, yeah.
My
Little
playlist
stories.
too, if I make a playlist, I'll listen to them in order.
Yeah, you don't tend to shuffle then?
No, I have one playlist that I've been adding to since I was 17, so for 10 years. So that one I will shuffle.
I've got the same, yeah.
But sometimes I listen to it in order if I know like I'm on a long drive and I'm on my own, because then I'm be like, oh, this bit reminds me of this. And this.
Yeah.
So I think it's nice when a soundtrack of a film or a musical.
And you'll play,
Or it's,
if they're good enough, they make it in.
No, but like when the whole thing links, like it's one long song. I think that's lovely.
Yeah. Like Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells. It's a 26-minute song. It's great.
All I heard then was Mike Oldfield's Tubular
Mike
Bells.
Oldfields? Something like that.
Tube of the Bells?
Tubular Bells.
Tubular
Bells, yeah.
Tubular Bells.
So I've got a really big, long playlist as well. It's got like 4,000 songs. I started it when I was like 14. It kind of tells the story of what you've been listening to through your life.
Do you have anything else? I want to... there was a continuity error.
Ooh.
When the main clan man gets shot and he's on the floor, there is a shot from behind him looking up at one of the twins.
Yeah.
And he's
got a wound.
His hand is here.
Yeah.
And then we go to the other perspective looking down on him and he's like this. And then we go back and he's like this.
Oh. Could he have not have done that in that moment?
But it's...
Yeah, okay.
You're not missing seconds in shots like that. You're not like...
You do that quite quick, can't you?
Yeah, but you're not like the shot isn't like going looking away and then back. It's meant to flow.
Okay.
It's just a continuity error,
and
right. It's fine. It happens to everyone.
It does. I mean, I'm impressed that you picked up on that. That is a nifty find you've got there.
I love finding continuity errors.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite things. There was a film that I watched when I was a kid, and neither of my parents noticed this, but it was a man. The lead guy had this big moustache, and sometimes there was this half, and sometimes there was this half, and sometimes it was all that.
What film was that?
It was about a tiger. It was like hunting a tiger. I don't know.
The tiger that came to tea.
But my parents noticed, and I was like, oh, I love looking at continuity errors. So maybe I'll try and no, it was before that.
Yeah.
I'll try and find a continuity error each time, because I did find them for Pride and I didn't get to bring. I don't think I mentioned them.
Do you think every film has one somewhere? Like if you look hard enough,
it could win all the Oscars, and there will be a continuity error.
There used to be a TV show on I can't remember what channel. It was like Robert Webb just pointing out movie mistakes, and you know, something like that. I feel like it's got to have an end. There's got to be, you've got to have an end to the movie mistakes. That show can't go on forever. No. Or do you think it can?
I think they all do. I think every film.
Yeah, but nowadays everything's all online. They just change it. Do you remember when Game of Thrones came out and there was the Starbucks coffee cup, and then they went back on all the digital platforms and changed it?
I just feel like it's part of the fun.
It's part of the fun, isn't it? Yeah.
I just think, you know, like, I get that it's a world that we want to be completely immersed in, but it isn't. It is still just someone making a show, someone making a film.
When Jon Snow's drinking a pumpkin spice latte,
I think
that does break
I think that
it a
was
bit.
really, that was a massive oversight, and they must have been rushed. That there's a reason why mistakes like that happen.
Oh yeah, season 8 was rushed.
You know, so like there isn't, people are tired. People are working 12-hour days. They're overworked. They're stressed. They're not working at their best. Their nervous systems are like on alert that you miss a coffee cup, and I just feel like that's fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, you would know, as well as anyone.
When there's so much like money in something, yes, I think, you know, if so much money is going into something, yes, it would be ideal that those mistakes aren't made. But imagine the person who made that mistake. They would have been in, like...
Do you think they would have got fired? Oh, excuse me.
Bless you. Surely. I mean, I don't know. I don't watch the Game of Thrones. I don't know what the...
Have you not? No.
I don't know about the team. I watched the last episode.
You watched the last episode?
Yeah, I watched part 2.
And then the rest is going to be a prequel to you then.
Yeah. I know there was like a dragon or something. I don't know. Anyway.
You're not wrong.
I wasn't a fan. What I mean is like, I don't know. I haven't heard, you know, rumours of like what the production team was like. I've heard that one of the actors was forced into, the blonde one was forced into a lot of situations that she didn't like, so I can't imagine that
it was bad.
It was a great environment, so yeah, they probably got fired just because, you know, and they were so embarrassed of it that they went back and changed everything. I mean,
there you go.
like this in Sinners, a continuity error like that is like, it's one of those things that it either got spotted in the final edit and they went, well, we don't have the footage to cover it. Like potentially all of their shots from this POV, he's like this, and from the other POV, he's like this, and then that's, you know, once that's the footage they've got, unless they're going to go back and reshoot that whole thing.
No, exactly.
That's on him. That's on the actor, and on the script soup.
In that situation,
or whoever was there, you know, checking continuity for that day.
In that situation, can you do anything? Because by the time that it's happened, you're in the edit room already, and there's unless you
if you've got loads of money.
If you've got loads of money, yeah. I mean, but I think a thing like that with the...
It doesn't matter.
That's fine. Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Why are we even talking about it? Yeah, it's fine.
Well, it's going to be a segment, continuity errors.
Continuity, yeah.
I'll see if I can
Should we do a little jingle for it? Continuity.
But one that we sing, yeah. All right, we can work on it.
Yeah, cool. We'll workshop that. Okay. That was just spitballing.
Do you have anything else you'd like to mention?
Do I have anything else? Yeah, note peruse. Oh, yeah, one thing. I saw an interview with Ryan Coogler, who said, I think this interview went fairly viral at the time when it came out. That he said a big influence was Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Have you seen that? It's actually great.
Also, that like it was based on like his granddad's experiences. Or
oh yeah,
right?
That too. But also Puss in Boots, great film, incredible. And you can see how like the wolf character is terrifying. Like he's got this big red eyes, and he's like this sort of otherworldly. Like he's like the embodiment of death, and you could definitely see that in Jack O'Connell's vampire character.
Cook.
Yeah.
He came on screen. I was like, "It's Cook," and Nathan was like, "It's Jack O'Connell," and I was like, "It's Cook." I used to watch Skins every summer. Get into the summer vibes.
I was wondering this whole time why you were calling him Cook. He's a Skins character, is he? Yeah, I missed a boat on Skins.
That would have been his like breakout thing.
I started to watch Skins way too late when I was too old.
Right, yeah.
I needed to watch it when I was like in secondary school or high school, as you would say.
I would not.
I did.
Accidentally said it.
Roll the tapes back. Like, do you remember we were talking about Barbie and how it was like a partner piece? Well, not partner piece, but like marketing wise, it was a partner piece with Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barbenheimer. This came out around the same time that the Minecraft movie did. And I think
Sinners?
Yeah, they really missed...
Minecraft feels like about 10 years ago.
It's aged like a timeless classic, you're right. Actually, I haven't seen it. But they missed a trick. They could have done Miners or Minners or Minecraft.
Oh! That's the Creative Hangup Hotline ringing!
That was a scary laugh you just did. Okay.
Hello. Hello, this is the Creative Hangup Hotline. The Creative Hangup Hotline is where you can send in your creative hang-ups, thoughts, questions, concerns. We will play them out and
listen to them.
And we'll respond to them here on the pod. So you can send them as a text or a video or a voice note. And you can do that at the link in the description. We'll be playing out a video.
Oh, it's on speakerphone
so,
now, is it?
Yeah, beep, 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 speaker. So if you're watching on the YouTube, you'll be able to see this, but otherwise you'll be able to hear it.
Do you use the YouTube?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hi, Esme and Joe.
Hello.
So my creative hang-up for you is the fact that I spend so much time making costumes and other bits like that, that I've spent years working on my skills and, getting all the technical stuff down so that what I'm making is good and what I'm making is stuff that I'm proud of. But when it comes to getting it out in the world so that people can start paying me to make stuff, it feels like I don't have the secret sauce to get more than like 400 views on TikTok.
Yeah.
And it feels like a secret that everybody else has that they're just not telling me. And it makes me feel very frustrated that I can spend all this time working on making my stuff good, but as long as I don't have this one social media skill, nobody's going to see it, and it's all for nothing. And that is my creative hang-up. Thank you for listening.
So this creative hang-up is by @GraceDoesCostume. Not a plug, but Grace also has a shop called Bashful Cat, who made our lovely logo. Should I leave this on speaker so it's like this? So
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
And she's a very talented costume designer. With the social media part of that question, Kim Kardashian was recently on a podcast or something, and she said, if you are a business owner in 2025 and you don't do social media, why do you have a business? And that is part of it, is like social media is a massive part of any brand, whether it's a personal brand, whether it's, because you're trying to sell something, whether, like things that you've made. Getting to grips with social media it's just something that's how you get your visibility. I think marketing wise, it is still proven that people trust print more.
Yeah.
Like magazines.
Yeah.
But seeing things on social media, it is a massive part of it.
Yeah, I completely resonate with this particular hang-up because
Okay.
I don't know how, but as a 27-year-old right now, I feel like we're in the sort of limbo between the social media world and I used to play Farmville on Facebook. That was my social media back in the day. So I suck at social media.
Yeah.
But I can also completely understand for what I want to be doing. It's very important.
Yeah, it is.
And it's
you
just
don't do it, do you?
No, I don't do it. I don't really do it at all. But professionally, that is something I'm definitely looking into because that is, you have your Spotlight account, but the way you really get noticed is by social media. It's just a skill that people have to learn to. It sucks to say that, but it's just something you need to have to learn to adapt to.
That is the thing. It is a skill. I think it seems like a secret sauce because some people are grown up to learn that skill.
Yeah,
some people are older where they didn't get to grow up to learn that skill. I feel lucky that I didn't grow up the way my nieces are with social media all around them. But that has meant that some of the things that they do, I'm like, what is that? How are you doing that? Or like the way some people's brains work for trends. But I think if it's social media that's your issue and you're wanting to post content to promote a business or promote your creative brand, there's so many creators online that will give, there's a newsletter that I joined like last week because I am a sucker for joining people's newsletters and then getting overwhelmed. But she does one every Monday. Let me find what it's called because I'm talking about it. She does an email every Monday, and then she gives out like a prompt for that week. Is Jess Bruno.
Interactive.
Yeah, and she her thing is like making content, making your content. I'm that much repeat. Okay. And making it, like clickable and scrollable, so people are gonna. And she gives a Canva template every week, every Monday, and then like it's like adapted to your niche. Yeah. There's like, and so I read that when I was waiting for you to come out the toilet, and I was like,
cool.
That's a fun thing. I'm actually maybe like I should get into a thing of knowing like on a Monday morning I'm just going to spend half an hour doing that thing, and I'll schedule it for that week because like we do a lot of content anyway, but it's nice to have that extra. But there's so many people who want to teach that thing. But I think it is a skill to learn. You can do. But
you can learn. You just can learn it. Like it's like learning how to handle a script or learning how to learn your lines.
Whether it's newsletters or whether you find someone on TikTok and you watch all their content, or you do their course. Like people do courses on this.
My dad started doing it. I mean, he's an artist and he made an Instagram page. I mean, we helped him a little bit, but like just think of it as a portfolio, an online portfolio of your work. You don't have to be, like social media is like a dangerous thing at the moment, and especially for young people, because some people grow up thinking like there's nothing worth doing if you don't post it on social media. It doesn't have to be like that. It can just be a platform for your work. You don't have to get involved. I mean, if you're synonymous with your work and it's a personal work, then you can absolutely talk to camera, but it can literally just be for things that you create. You don't have to be involved in it,
I think as well, like it's getting over the cringe. Like it feels so cringy to post, but like you just got to get over the cringe. Like no one cares as much as you care. Also, like the way social media is, not everyone is going to see all of your stuff. Another thing that I've been seeing because I follow loads of social media people because I knew that Evulve needed to start posting more. I know that I need to, my personal account, it's my personal brand, and now I'm like trying to learn about, okay, what the hell is a personal brand as opposed to like my company's brand, and then we've got the podcast brand, and like there's all these different things.
That's when you start to hire someone to be the social media.
But like before getting to that point, if you don't have the money or like then what they're all saying right now is like gone are the days of like polished social media content. Like people, especially because of AI, people want to see like that human. They want to see the human behind. Like if you're selling, if you're like Grace and you're selling stuff online, maybe that's art or maybe it's pieces of costume, then or you're putting yourself out there because you want people to see that you do costume and you want them to hire you want them to hire you for their film. It's like just be honest, like show who you are, because people care so much more about the human part of it rather than the polished.
Now. There's so much rot out there that it's refreshing to see.
And like look at what's working for other people within your niche, like other costume designers, other actors.
Copy things.
You don't have to copy exactly, but like you can take it. Like, borrow. How does this work? How does this work for me? Like for any podcast content, like we could see what other podcasts are doing, and we wouldn't ever do exactly the same as them because we're different.
Be inspired by
exactly. Like, okay, well,
things that work, you can put your own spin on.
That's a fun idea. It's the same as trends, isn't it? You look at a trend, you make your own spin on a trend. But I think it's definitely something to learn. I think it can be a mindset thing as well. Of like, I think it feels so annoying that it's something that we have to learn. Like wouldn't it be nice if social media wasn't a part of our jobs? But for so many people, especially creators. Social media is a part of our job now.
I was always so terrified by like the idea of people who have like genuinely made themselves famous, and fair enough, by like making little skits online, just little and I was like, that's not me, but that is what actors do, is write and also, make little skits, and just because it's in the format especially in the format of just because it's a social media portrait format doesn't mean it's not like a sketch show. You're writing and creating.
Well, hopefully you'll, after seeing yourself online so much with
this is
the
my
podcast
this
content.
is my first footprint into the online world.
Hopefully that will help, because I think that is also getting over the fact, like I found it so much easier to start making content for Evulve than I do for my own account. So I'm trying to get my head around that at the moment, like I said. But making content for Evulve, it felt even though I was put my face on it, it felt faceless because I was representing Evulve rather than myself.
Yeah. I think there's also a sticky bit of just starting as well. When like seeing that you have like 10 followers or something like that, that's something you got to push through and just keep going, because and trust that it will grow if you're doing the right things.
Yeah, and that you will connect with the right people. Like one of my actor friends, she did a thing where she was like, I'm just going to post myself acting every day on TikTok, and she'd just just film a self tape, post it, and she was getting so much great feedback. Yeah, she had an agent reach out to her. Great. Like just from posting on TikTok.
I mean, if nothing else, it shows that you're active. You're doing stuff. You're like, I mean, that's what people want to see, is that you're busy. You're creating.
Any ideas you have, write them down in your notes. If you're and then like the best way to do it is do a day at the start or at the end of every month, batch your content, and then schedule it all. Schedule everything. Don't post live. Schedule everything. Automate as much as you can. And if you're posting 3 times a week, that's that's only 12 to 15 pieces of content a month. I actually...
That was great maths.
It's because I skipped some of year 3 maths.
You skipped, otherwise it would have been quicker, we did our first live the
We did our first live and it was so awkward and so cringe.
Awkward, yeah.
But we'll do our second live later and it'll be better.
Yeah, exactly that. You get better and better and better.
Right, so I think we're running out of time. I'm going to give you your creative challenge for next episode. So, inspired by Sinners, your creative challenge is record a confessional voice note, like you're recording it at 3 a.m. Or any, I don't know what.
3 a.m. Yeah, late night.
Late night vibes.
Yeah.
Raw.
Yeah.
From the POV
Spooky.
of someone doing the wrong thing for the right reasons.
Okay.
Thinking, if we're talking about, Kennick, he was doing the wrong thing, but he had his reasons were right.
He did, yeah.
And then even when we're thinking about, the brothers, being like to Sammy, you shouldn't be in our world because, he shouldn't be controlling him, but he did it for the right reasons.
Gotcha.
Okay. So that's a wrap on this week's episode of Popcorn Patriarchy. If you've made it this far, thank you for being here. I think this is our longest film review episode.
Blimey.
And if at any point you were... Oh, bye.
Sorry, Grace. You've been on call this entire time.
And if at any point you were listening and thinking, wait, I've felt that before... That's kind of the whole point of us talking about these things. So if you want to keep the conversation going, you can send us your creative hang-ups via our Creative Hangup Hotline through the link in the description. We read them out, we talk about them, we think about them, and sometimes we'll take the advice for ourselves, like Joe has just there. Mm-hmm. And if you're not quite ready to leave us yet, we do have our Patreon with exclusive content such as Real Talk, our pre-shoot chat, Kernels of Truth, our Q&A segment, and our post-shoot live streams like we just mentioned. You can even get involved in our free tier and participate in our post-episode discussions, which are slightly less structured, but with the same conversations, just with the edges left in. This has been an Evulve Productions podcast. Big love to all of the people behind the scenes to make this happen. Our graphic designer who makes our logo, Bashful Cat. Danny Shields, who does all of the music that we use for the podcast. Our partner, Middlesex University. Our amazing student interns who keep everything running behind the scenes. Who some of them, they're all going off for the summer. Some of them are going off to graduate.
Congrats.
Our Patreon supporters, thank you for keeping us going and supporting. This is really a collective effort, as all good art is. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Ivan Weiss Photography, once again for supporting today's episode. If you're ready to invest in your professional portfolio with high-class headshots, use the link in the episode description with the code POPCORN15 to get 15% off. So go check out his packages and availability. Until then, stay curious and critical, and we'll see you next episode.
Woo!